Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping into the story of someone truly fascinating, a figure from 14th century India who's worshipped by millions. And get this, he's worshipped by both Hindus and Muslims. He's a prince, a folk god, and a saint, all rolled into one. So, right away, that raises a huge question, doesn't it? It's really the core puzzle we're tackling today. How on earth does one person manage to bridge two major world religions so completely? It's an amazing story. And to understand it, yeah, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so let's set the scene. We're in the 14th century. We're in the incredible desert kingdom of Rajasthan. And this is where our story starts, with the birth of someone who was anything but ordinary. So, Ramdev Ji was born a prince back in 1352. I mean, he was the son of a king and queen, King Ajmal Ji Tanwar and Queen Mainai Devi. But here's the thing. Even though he was born into all that royalty, it became pretty clear very early on that he wasn't meant to be a king. Nope. He had a much bigger, you could say, a divine mission to fulfill. His followers have a special term for him, a Lok Devta. It basically means a folk deity, a local hero who's seen as having divine powers. But for many Hindus, it goes even deeper. They believe he was actually an incarnation of Lord Krishna himself, one of the most revered gods, sent to our world specifically to help heal a society that was really struggling with division. You can really see his mission unfold across his whole life. It started in his childhood. He was known for being incredibly compassionate and fair. And as he grew up, he devoted himself completely to social reform. Then, his life ended in a way that was just as remarkable as the way he lived. He didn't just die. He chose to take what's called a living samadhi. It's a conscious, willing departure from the world, something only the most enlightened spiritual masters are believed to be able to do. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. What he actually did with his life was, for his time, just radical. We're not talking about a mission of war or conquest. No, this was a quiet but incredibly powerful revolution against the deep-seated injustices he saw all around him. You can really boil his whole mission down to three main goals. First, he went right after the caste system. He fiercely opposed untouchability and all that kind of discrimination. Second, he made it his business to bring different faiths together. He actually went out and built real friendships with Muslim Sufi saints. And third, he took on harmful superstitions, trying to put a stop to things like animal sacrifice. And it's so important to understand this. This wasn't just some clever political move. This was his spiritual core. This idea, this belief in absolute, total equality for everyone, that was the engine driving everything he did. And honestly, it's the key to why he's remembered in such a unique and powerful way. So, of course, a legacy like that doesn't just end when someone's life is over. No way. It grew, it evolved, and today, it's this incredibly vibrant, living tradition that, believe it or not, still brings millions of people together. Just look at this. This is the Ramdera Shrine in Jaisalmer, built right where he took his samadhi. And what you're seeing is his philosophy made real, set in stone. You've got a Hindu temple standing right next to a Muslim mazar, a shrine. Pilgrims from both religions come to this one place to worship the same person. It's incredible. So how does this actually work in practice? Well, you see these two parallel tracks of devotion. For Hindus, he's Baba Ramdev Ji. They bring offerings like prasad and these cool little clay horses, and they sing devotional songs called bhajans. For Muslims, he's known as Ram Shapir, which means Saint Ram Shah. They show their reverence by laying a special ceremonial cloth, a chadar, on his tomb, and they hold a big yearly commemoration called an urs. Two paths, one destination. And all of this shared love and respect just explodes every year at the Ramdiver Affair. Seriously, for a few weeks every summer, this place becomes a gigantic festival of faith. You have millions of people, Hindus, Muslims, you name it, traveling for days, sometimes even weeks, many of them on foot, just to get here. Just try to imagine it. The air is just buzzing with nonstop singing, and there are these huge processions moving through these massive crowds, all there for the same reason. And we're not talking about some little local festival here. We're talking about over 1 million people every single year. That number just blows my mind. It makes this one of the biggest and most important religious gatherings in all of India, hands down. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. Why does a saint from the 14th century still matter so much today? Well, because this is way more than just a history lesson. In fact, you could argue his message is more relevant now than it's ever been. When you boil it all down, Ram Dev Ji isn't just some guy from the history books. He's a living, breathing symbol of unity. In a world that seems so focused on what pulls us apart, his life gives us this incredible, time-tested example of how people can actually find common ground, how we can build respect and see the humanity in each other. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? His life poses a question, and it's not just for his followers. It's for every single one of us. His story isn't just about the past. It's a challenge, right here in the present, asking us, what are we doing to find that common ground? To see that shared spark of humanity that connects us all?